I'm Sam for Sam's Detailing, and we are back with another transformation detail. And this time we are doing this BMW, which has been sat outside for 2 to 3 years, quite literally under a tree, and has grown quite a little bit of wildlife under it. So let's take a closer look and see what we're dealing with. So we're dealing with quite serious ingrained dirt on the paintwork. Where you rub it, it doesn't even come off. Brake dust on the wheels is quite heavy. Moss, algae, cobwebs. We've got moss within the seals, so we've got to take that out pretty smoothly and efficiently without damaging the rubber seals. You name it, we've pretty much got it on this car. As I said, it's been sat outside, not driven, parked up under a tree for a few years, and it has taken its toll on the paintwork. But we are going to make it look brand new. Not we, me. Okay, so the detail is like any other detail. We're gonna start off with the wheels, give them a good clean, hit the arches, then we'll move on to the engine bay, sort that out, and then we'll start attacking the paintwork with some citrus pre-wash and some snow foam. I have a feeling we'll have to do that a couple of times so we can actually see what we're dealing with. Then we can do the exterior brushes, work on the badges, the grills and all that, get rid of all the moss, and then we can move on to the contact wash, and then decontaminating the paintwork with iron reactor and a clay mitt, and then we can move on to polishing afterwards. But for now, let's start off with the wheels. Okay, so we're kicking off with the wheels. I got my wheel and tyre cleaner and my fancy pump sprayer. Got all my wheel accessories. I'm gonna fill this bucket up with water and then hit it with some wheel soap. And then it's just a case of cleaning the wheels like you see me do all the time. Okay, so that is the passenger wheel and the passenger arch sorted. Now the wheel, typical BMW fashion, if you don't clean them often enough or clean them well enough, you start to get pitting in the corners of the wheels, which is what's happening here. Now the owner said he's going to replace the wheels or refurb them, so that's why we're not too bothered about them. And then with the arch, you saw me go really thoroughly on the inner lip of the arch. That's because on BMWs they're like rolled inwards on the front and the rear. On that lip where it's rolled in, you get a lot of debris stuck there and then you start to get rust. So that's why I went really thoroughly and made sure I cleaned that out completely. So yeah, just the other 3 to do now. Okay, there's a lot of pitting on these wheels. I'm just gonna try and see if iron reactor can lift it a bit and improve it. I don't think it will, but it's worth a shot. quite bad under here. I'm gonna get some nitrile gloves and a carrier bag. Let's get all the I don't want all the leaves going in the car park. Clean all this out and then we'll detail the engine bay. Oh, it's quite crispy. Oh, there's literally a spider there, yeah. Right, okay, so that's the engine bay sorted, got rid of all the leaves. We'll just now let it dry naturally and then we'll come back and dress it later on. Now it's time to tackle the paintwork. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this car's actually a nightmare. So, we've taken off the first layer of dirt with citrus pre-wash. We're now onto the second layer of dirt, which is like more ingrained. This is why the paintwork is so flat and just terrible. So, my next plan of action, we're gonna hit it with snow foam. We're gonna sort out all the intricate areas with an exterior brush, and then we'll get onto the shampoo stage, which I don't think is even gonna remove that much dirt. I think a lot of this is gonna have to be fixed by a proper polishing stage because it's just that baked into the paintwork. The side of the car is not really the issue. The issue is the bonnet and the roof, because obviously the sun has baked onto these panels. The side ones are actually okay. If you look closely, the panel isn't actually dirty. It is just quite literally the dirt that's baked into the paintwork. You can't lift that. Claying may actually lift it, but let's just carry on. So with the combination of snow foam and the firm bristle brush, I managed to remove most of the algae and moss that had somewhat grown itself in between the trim and the windows. Combined with the high pressure washer, I think I managed to get rid of most of it quite easily.
You got better when you met me, admit it. You said you done trusting, but you did it. Move low key, but I really know you with it. Why you nonchalant when you really got them digits?
Modest, girl, be honest. You said you done trusting these niggas, made yourself a promise. I hate to make you take it back. I've been getting paid for rap, ain't talking about the drums. When I tell you I can make it clap, had to make you wait for that. You intrigued with conversation. You be moving dolo, I'm intrigued and I'm in adoration. I can get you up, but I don't think you need the validation. Still, you must be able to ride without no operation.
So the door shuts and the bottom of the doors always contain a lot of hidden dirt, so I tend to go over with a pressure washer pretty quickly. If you angle the wand correctly, you'll avoid getting any overspray inside the car. Okay, so that's the wash stage complete. Now we're on to the decontamination stage. We're doing 2 steps. Liquid decontamination with the iron reactor, let that bleed out, rinse it off, and then we'll get on with a clay mitt and a shampoo and smoothing out that paintwork. So obviously I'm going to be polishing in the next step, so it's really important that we do this decontamination stage really thoroughly. I use iron reactor and it's really hard to pick up on the camera all the little specks, but rest assured it is there, and as you can see on the ground it's just completely purple, which means the product has done its job. Okay, so second part of the decontamination, of course, is going to be the clay mitt, and I'm going to use it with my shampoo because it's a lot easier and more efficient. You can use it with clay lube, but shampoo is just quicker and easier. Oh my God, that is now looking so much better. And we haven't even started polishing yet. So that is it, that's the decontamination done. We did the iron reactor and we did the clay mitt. So now we are pretty much ready to get it inside, tape it up, ready for polishing, and it will look even better than that. So yeah, okay, that's the end for today. Tomorrow we get on with the polishing stuff. Okay, so I've pulled the BMW inside and I've had a look at the paintwork under controlled lighting conditions, and basically it needs a full machine polish. So there's not much else to do other than to start taping it up and quite literally getting on with it. Okay, so the plan of action is thus. I have some of my one-step polish. We're going to be using this. And I've got my polishing pad set. Now, I've always spoken about starting with the least aggressive and moving away up to more aggressive. So we're going to start off with the medium pad, one-step polish, and we're going to tackle this and see where we are after a few passes. Okay, so I went over with one-step polish in a medium pad. That took off the top layer, but it just ended up revealing that we actually have lacquer damage on this bonnet, meaning that the dirt has baked into the lacquer and made the lacquer surface uneven. So obviously one-step polish is not going to touch that. It's not designed to fix lacquer damage. So I had to upgrade to the 3M set, basically body shop polishes, which are a bit more extreme and designed for bodywork. And so I ended up quite literally having to go to an aggressive pad with an aggressive polish just to cut away not only the dirt, but heat up the lacquer enough so it levels off again and we have a nice shiny finish now. Not easy. So we're gonna have to do 2 passes on the bonnet and probably on the roof as well. First pass is aggressive to remove all the damage. Second pass to refine it down back to a normal finish. Fun times. Okay, so I'm machine polishing the roof and I'm using the same method as I did with the bonnet, which is aggressive pad, aggressive polish, cutting away all the lacquer damage and then following up with the other stages. However, when I'm machine polishing this, the first stage is removing quite a bit of damage, but there's like secondary damage which was not on the bonnet. So I started to get a little bit worried because the lacquer and the paintwork is starting to look a bit fuzzy, especially on the edges. And usually when it's fuzzy, it means the lacquer's quite thin, which started to get me a little bit worried. So I went ahead and got the paint thickness gauge out, and pretty much the entire car is reading about 120, about 110, 120 around the entire car. The bonnet's 120, but the roof is 76. And in some places 71, and the lacquer's a bit thin there, so I'm mildly starting to get worried. So the plan is this: I'm going to do my initial 1 cut and then follow up with the other stages. I'm not going to remove any more lacquer than is necessary because that is really thin on the roof. I'm not sure, it doesn't look like it's been resprayed. I think it's just damaged, and yeah, lacquers tend to be thin on the roof anyway, but this is bad. So for the rest of the car, I decided to use my one-step polish and the polishing pad set. This product is so much better and more suited to detailing rather than trying to fix lacquer damage, which this product obviously is not designed to do. one thing I have picked up on is a very poor repair on the rear bumper on the passenger side. It's extremely fuzzy, extremely dull, and I have a feeling, because of my excellent body shop experience, I reckon I can actually bring it back up and make it look like an actual proper paint job. I think it has been rattle canned, but there is lacquer on top and I'm pretty sure I can bring it up to like a proper shine. Yeah, it is a cheap job. Okay, that is the polishing stage now complete. You saw all the lacquer damage I had to deal with, and I pretty much had to upgrade to that 3M body shop compound. The main disadvantage is it creates a lot of dust, and all that dust has gone into all the little parts of the car. So that kind of means now we've got to take this outside and wash it. We've got to be really careful on the wash stage, then we will dry it, bring it back in, get a sealant on it, and tackle the interior. So I've been thinking about for the last couple of days how to finish the detail, what protection to put on it, and I've kind of settled on my spray wax, because as we're in like peak summer and we've got a super nice refined paintwork, I kind of want something that's going to complement the paintwork and bring out a little bit of hue and a little bit of gloss, you know, give that kind of just wax look. And I think the spray wax is going to be perfect for that. So I'm going to use the spray wax on one of my little microfiber applicators, because it's not like a spray and buff type of product. This is a spray, apply, let it haze up, finger swipe, and then buff off. So let's get on with it. Okay, I accidentally dropped it, switching to the wax applicator. Wow, hasn't that come out absolutely amazing? And this is literally why I love detailing so much. I don't get to do it as much nowadays, but when I get to do a proper transformation like this, man, it genuinely makes me so happy. We managed to fix the bonnet with all that lacquer damage. The roof, we couldn't really do much because the paint is so thin and the lacquer damage is there. And I didn't really want to wet sand or anything like that. It's not my car. I'm just trying to do the best as I can with what I had without going too far. So ideally the roof needs a respray. If it was me, I'd respray the front bumper and the rear bumper and make it completely perfect and refurb the wheels. But other than that, that's a proper transformation. Remember all that moss and all that stuff? Man, we have properly turned this around and I'm well happy with it. So that is the end of this video. I shall catch you on my next transformation detail, hopefully. Hopefully it'll be something that's not a BMW.